Okay, so we're going to have a look at a question from the 2022 HSC Advanced Maths paper. We're told a line passes through the point 1, 2, so it passes through the point 1, 2, meets the x-axis at the point x, 0, meets the y-axis at the point 0, y. We're told x is greater than 1. Show that y is equal to 2x divided by x minus 1. Immediately, this is a weirdly formatted question. It's a weirdly formatted question because they've told you the y-intercept coordinates as 0, y, and the x-intercept as x, 0. And that's slightly confusing because that makes people think, especially students that are used to finding things like lines of best fit, it makes students think that y equals 2x over x minus 1 is actually the formula for the line connecting these points. And it's not. Y equals 2x divided by x minus 1 is the formula linking the magnitude of the y coordinate with the magnitude of the x coordinate, given that the line passing through both of them passes through the point 1, 2, and that's different. And the reason that's different is y equals 2x divided by x minus 1 is actually a hyperbola. It's not a straight line at all. Right? So immediately this question is set up in a weird way. It's really poorly formatted. It's a typical type of poor formatting that you see amongst certain types of academics, particularly academics in maths, physics, engineering, computer science, stuff like that. If you're a 60-year-old astrophysics professor, for example, and all you do each day is publish hugely complicated astrophysics papers on, the mathematics of transit photometry or something like that, and you use an incredibly complicated form, of course you're going to understand it. That's the thing that you do every day. It doesn't mean that everyone else is going to. So any students who are going to continue on in these sort of math-heavy fields, you're going to run into this weird formatting. It's very confusing. Get used to it now. That's why they've got a question like this. It's designed to trick you because you have to get used to this kind of annoyingly bad formatting. It will be used all over the place. So immediately I'm going to change what this question looks like, and I'm going to answer a slightly different question, sub the variables back in at the end to get the answer. So I'm going to redraw this diagram, redraw this line. This is the point 1, 2. I'm going to call this 0, beta, and I'm going to call this alpha, 0. So now the coordinates are alpha and beta, not x and y. And now I want to find a formula linking alpha and beta. So I can do that by finding a line of best fit. The line of, or not a line of best fit, it is a line of best fit. It's the linear equation connecting these 3 points. So the slope of this line M has to be beta over alpha, but negative, because it's going down and to the right. So we have beta over alpha, but negative down and to the right. The y-intercept, b, is just equal to the value beta, and a point that this line passes through that has numerical values is the point 1, 2. So we can take our line form, y equals mx plus b, and plug everything in. Y, so the x value is 1, the y value is 2, y is 2, this is equal to m, which is minus beta on alpha, times x, which is 1, plus b, which is beta. Now I need to solve this. Remember, alpha is my x value, beta is my y value. I need to solve this for beta. So this gives me, if I multiply everything by alpha, 2 alpha is minus beta plus alpha beta. Factorize beta, I get beta in front of alpha minus 1. Divide both sides by alpha minus 1. And I get beta is equal to 2 alpha over alpha minus 1. I back substitute the x and y values. So I then let beta equal y, and I let alpha equal x. And I find that y is equal to 2 times x divided by x minus 1. And this is what we were after in this question. This is a formula linking the values of y and x, given that they both sit as the y and x intercepts on a straight line which passes through the point 1, 2. Y equals 2x on x minus 1 is not the equation for the line connecting them. It is a formula which describes the relationship between them. And sometimes those things are the same. In this case, those things are different. Right? So by letting the y be equal to beta and by letting the x be equal to alpha and solving them as if they were values, beta and alpha, you can get the formula more easily. You're less likely to make mistakes. You can do it leaving them as x and y. It just becomes much more confusing because when you use your standard formulas, x and y are becoming numbers, x and y are being left as x and y, it looks very strange. It looks like you should be subbing in more numbers or cancelling. It's not the case. In terms of marking, you'll get 1 mark for substantial working that gets you essentially towards finding this. You'll get a 2nd mark for getting this. So this is the marking for this question.